and thank you for coming out on this rainy, stormy night. I know it's a sacrifice for everyone to get here, and we really appreciate the interest in the community that each of you have to come down to appear before the Planning Commission. And I will call our meeting to order. This is the December 23rd, 2014 meeting of the Planning Commission of the City of Huntsville. And it's sort of a special night for us tonight. Sad occasion for us, and a celebration as well, because I'd like to ask Lisa Leto to just sort of step down.
Bravo.
For the past 25 years, Lisa has been a loyal and dedicated employee of the City of Huntsville Planning Department. Ms. Leto's career with the City of Huntsville began in 1989 as a Planner 2, and she was ultimately promoted to the position of Planner 3. While serving in these capacities, Ms. Leto played a pivotal role in countless annexation and rezoning requests, zoning ordinance amendment updates, and the establishment of the planned development districts such as Providence and Linden in Jones Valley. Lisa has been a valuable asset to the planning department and the city as a whole during her tenure here. Her expertise, dedication, and awesomeness will be irreplaceable. Lisa, your presence will be missed terribly. But we wish you well in your new endeavors, and we hope that you enjoy your new life as a retiree. Congratulations. And we have a special guest tonight. I think I saw the mayor here. There he is. Mayor Battle, would you have something to say to Lisa, I think.
I do. Thank you very much. Lisa, come over here. Lisa came to us. Many of y'all are too young to know, but Lisa came to us 25 years ago in the city of Huntsville. We were just talking, she came as part of Mayor Hedinger's initiative to expand the Planning Commission staff and make sure that we could actually do great planning. And so tonight, I have, since she's leaving us on January 1st, 2015, I have her retirement plaque. And everybody, look, this is kind of a unique thing. When I first came to the city of Huntsville, we were giving out these retirement plaques as people were retiring, and they've been given out for as long as I've been around here, since the 80s. These plaques have been given out. And when I looked at it, I said, wow, you know, after 25 years, this is what you get a plaque. But the interesting thing is that there's a very elite few who have this plaque. And they are the elite few who have worked for the city of Huntsville for 20, 25, 30, 35, and even 40 years, have given their time, their efforts. They have been the foundation of the city of Huntsville. And I tell everybody that the reason that we get number one this, number one that, best place to retire, best place to raise a family, best place to start a new business is because of the foundation of the people who have these plaques. And that's a very, very special thing. So tonight we want to say to Lisa, thank you for 25 great years. Thank you also for being the foundation, one of those foundation blocks that have made us a great city and given us the opportunity to excel and to succeed. And so Lisa, thank you and congratulations. And I'd also like to say thank you to the Planning Commission. All these people up here, no one up there gets paid except for the two on this end, and everybody else volunteers their time to come to this Planning Commission and to be part of the Planning Commission. And to each of you, thank you for the job that you do year in and year out. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you, and I wish you a great and prosperous 2015. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Mayor Battle, and thank you, Lisa, for all of those 25 years and the work that you've done to, as the mayor said, to make this a great city. It shows. Thank you. We'll just take a moment to talk about how we do business up here. The Planning Commission is made up of the people you see on the podium plus some city employees who make sure that we know what we're doing and that we do it right. And if you look at the names across, maybe the names are gone. No, I can see mine down there. It says Tommy Battle. I'm not Tommy Battle. I'm Janet Watson, and I'm current chair of the Planning Commission. I'd like everyone to introduce themselves.
Steve Strickland.
Carlos Matthews.
Jenny Robinson, City Council.
Kimberly Battle, Amardeck.
Gary Whitley, Huntsville Utilities.
Jeffrey Rice, Lieutenant Huntsville Police Department.
Kelly Scrimshire, Mayor's Office.
Michelle Jordan, Planning.
Jim McGuffey, Planning.
And we also have Claudia Anderson with the legal department who sits back there, and she makes sure that what we do meets the legal guidelines. Our first item of business, well, before we do that, I'd like to say as I call the items for public hearing, if you're here to speak about any of the items on the agenda, that's what we're here for. We're here to hear your concerns and to take note of those. There's a microphone on either side of the room. If you, as your item comes up, go to the microphone, give your name and address for the record, and then state any concerns that you have. As I said, that's what we're here for. If there are several people from the same neighborhood, you don't have to repeat what your neighbor said, because we are very good at paying attention and making notes about potential problems that you may anticipate with development in your area, neighborhood, or in your city. May not be in your neighborhood. The next item of business is the adoption of minutes. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Are there any corrections or additions? All in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Public hearings, that's the first part of our agenda. And our first item on public hearings is the Avenue, a re-subdivision of Block 301 of the QUIGLEY map, a minor. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak regarding the Avenue? Hearing no comment, the public hearing is closed. Item 2, Cambridge Subdivision Phase 2. Is there anyone here to speak regarding Cambridge? Yes, sir. Would you go to the microphone?
Hi, my name is Willie Watson. I live at 192 Fox Road, Madison, which is directly across the street from the holding pond that is there now, that's currently there. And my concern is, what is going to happen to that pond? Is it going to be an eyesore that it has been over the past couple of years since they put it there? We was kind of wondering, why didn't the water go underground instead of sitting in the pond? Because we're kind of concerned about the snake infestation, etc. So the concern is with the pond. The pond is fine, but is it going to be an eyesore, directly in front of my property? And that's a major concern for me.
Have you had a chance to look at the plat?
Well, yes, I can see the plat,
You can see it on the
I've
plat.
seen, I've been living in front of the pond, and it has been, a mess for some time, and it had been cut and trimmed, etc. So the concern is just how's it going to be maintained and managed?
Is the engineer here? Could you go to the microphone and address that issue?
Yes, ma'am. There are no plans as part of this improvement to make any significant changes to the pond. As far as the maintenance, I really can't speak to that. I'd have to defer to the owner of the property and the development for that particular topic. But there are no plans as part of this development to improve it.
Okay, I kind of wanted to clarify. I guess I was here yesterday, and I was talking to one of the engineers, I suppose, and they was thinking that it was a possibility that it was going to be put into the homeowners association to maintain that pond. Because I don't know who governs it, if the city governs it, and if it gets out of control, what happens?
I think Michael may have some.
When they file plat, it'll have to be a common area
it will become. Okay, so at the time that it goes for final approval, after the lots are built, after the streets are built, then it becomes a part of the common area, and the city requires maintenance on it at that time? Okay. Okay. Does that answer your concerns?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks.
Was there someone else to speak regarding Cambridge? Yes, sir.
Hi, good evening. My name is David Spencer. I live at 208 Propersy Way, Huntsville. My concern is, I have a couple of concerns. The first one is the lighting. That lighting is very poor when you're coming off of Zert. I believe when you come to our subdivision, Cambridge, it's like going into darkness. I mean, we have one light that sits where we can turn just to get into our subdivision, but it seems that the lighting, the street lights stop at the subdivision prior to mine's. I forgot the name of that subdivision, but it stops there, and it's just total darkness all the way around the curve for about a quarter mile.
And you're in phase one of
yes,
Cambridge?
I'm in phase one of Cambridge, where they're going to be building the new pool and the cabana or the pavilion, whatever they're going to do.
That's going to be on the corner, I believe, if I recall that plat. Is that on the corner going in?
I believe so. I haven't seen the exact plans on that. I don't know if anybody's here from the builder tonight.
May I refer to Michael again about the lighting?
The lighting, street, I think he's referring to the street lights on Zurich Road, that's Huntsville Utilities and city engineering.
So there will be no improvement on lighting on Zurich Road, but the subdivision itself will have the standard subdivision lighting that's required.
Yes, but once again, our neighborhood is concerned about that lighting along the road itself, because it's just very dark back there.
Yeah.
And if you drive down Zert, you can see the lighting is at every subdivision. It gets to Cambridge, it's just total darkness for at least a quarter mile. And
Can we ask engineering to do an assessment to determine if lighting would be needed over there?
Sure, we can ask them. We're not exactly sure, where those lights lie. If they're in the city of Huntsville, city of Madison. Not sure at this point. Do you know?
I'm not 100% sure exactly where they lie at. It's Madison, because you live. Right, because I have a Huntsville address. Yes. Yes, yeah, I just thought we would, voice that, because, we go to a lot of our homeowners meetings, and at every meeting we ask, when are you guys going to put some lighting out here? And now we have a new owner, I believe, and I'm not sure if they're going to put the lighting up there, or is it the city of Huntsville, but we just need somebody to look into it.
Yeah.
And
Well, hopefully, with Michelle's contact with the Huntsville Utilities, something will get in the works. Those things can be slow, but the subdivision itself will not be building any new lighting on, the subdivision developers themselves will not be building any new lighting on Zurich Road. As I understand it, it would have to come from Huntsville Utilities.
Okay.
But the squeaky wheel.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and
it's
another
in the
thing about that area, I feel that you need some type of safety guardrails or something that goes around that area, because it's a I guess when you're driving down there at night and there's no lighting, you just don't know where you're going to end up. You make the wrong turn, or you, happen to find yourself in the field. So I think they might want to look at adding some type of guardrails, on those curved areas.
Yeah.
So.
That's, unfortunately, this, we are only looking at the new streets and that are being built, and rather than Zert Road, that's engineering department, city engineers, problem if it is in the city of Huntsville. If it's in the city of Madison, it's the city of Madison engineering. So probably your best contact would be with those two departments, because Zert Road, as I understand it, is sort of in and out. Sometimes it's in Madison, sometimes it's in Huntsville, depending on where you are on the road. So, calling both engineering departments might be helpful with you, and making a call to Huntsville Utilities might be helpful to you. I'm sorry we can't deal any more with the lighting issue and safety issue than that, but our hands are just on the new subdivision development itself.
May I suggest also it might be helpful to have you work with Councilman Culver. He could also direct you in working through that issue.
Okay.
And,
All right,
and
thank
Madam
you.
Chair, would it be possible, these screens aren't on tonight, do we have a Google map image of this property so that we can determine if it's in the city limits or if it's that frontage is in the county?
We can probably look at that, because Lisa will be getting, let's see, we'll have, no, we don't have anything up tonight at all. We don't. If you can pull it up, we can look at that. If you can pull it up on your, okay, the boundaries, yeah. Yes.
It looks like the curve might be in the city limits,
Uh-huh.
and we'll evaluate it. Part of it might be on Arsenal property, part of it might be in the county, but we'll certainly evaluate it and see what our options are.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Michelle.
Okay. I don't know how much time I have to speak, but my second concern is the drainage. I live I'm the last house on Perpersey Way, and the drainage is really bad across the street from where I am. It seems that the runoff from the empty lots has blocked the manholes and all the sewer on that side, and when it rains hard like tonight, it's just a lot of water out there. So I was just wanting to know who's responsible to clean those drains out.
Again, it depends on who the entity is that, if it's on, is it on Zert Road or is it
No,
on?
this is in the subdivision itself.
This is in the
on
subdivision.
Perpersey, across from where I live.
And if it's coming from the new development, you probably need to speak to the developer about that. And we'll talk about that as we go forward. But if it's something that happens when there has been no development going on there, a call to Huntsville Public Works will usually get someone sent out to take care of cleaning out those drainage areas.
Okay.
I've had to deal with that some in my neighborhood too. So and they're very responsive. So to cleaning those drainage pipes out, because they don't want to have other problems from backed up water. Is the engineer here? The engineer, do you know the drainage that he's speaking of?
No, ma'am, I'm not aware
Okay.
of the specific drainage, but I can get with him and
Okay, would you?
look at it.
Yeah,
Okay.
would you do that? And
Gladly.
so if it is coming from your part of the development, y'all can do whatever to stop it from clogging the drains. So, okay.
Okay, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you very
All
much.
right, thank you.
Mr. Spencer. Is there anyone else here to speak regarding Cambridge? Hearing no further comment, the public hearing's closed. Item 3 is MAPCO, a re-subdivision of Lot 2. Is there anyone here to speak regarding MAPCO? Hearing no comment, the public hearing is closed. Item 4 is MILAM subdivision, a re-subdivision of Lot A, of a re-subdivision of Block 46 of the Huntsville Land Building and Manufacturing Association's addition, a minor. Is there anyone here to speak regarding MILAM subdivision? Yes, ma'am. Would you go to the podium and give us your name and address? Pardon? If you have a concern, I mean, we'd... Okay, sure. Okay, all right. Maybe we're going to give him a talk. Okay. Is there anyone else who would like to speak regarding MILAM subdivision? Hearing no further comment, the public hearing is closed. Item 5 is Overton subdivision, and that's been withdrawn. Was there anyone who came here tonight to speak regarding Overton subdivision? No, we will leave that item open. It may come back before the meeting next month. Item 6, the Preserve at Inspiration, a re-subdivision of Tract 6A of Green Mountain auction property. Yes, sir. Would you go to the podium? And give us your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Charles Shell, and I'm at 13453 South Shawnee, and I'm one of the 3 houses across the street from the new subdivision. So it's something that will impact us greatly. First of all, I've looked at the plat, and I've talked to my neighbors, and we really don't have too much of a problem. It looks like a good subdivision, well thought out and well planned, so I don't think anybody has a real problem that I've talked to about the subdivision itself, except for the location of the entrance. I have about a quarter of an acre or more in gardens in my front yard, and I'm in the yard a lot during the summer and spring. And so I get to observe the traffic going by. When the weather gets warm, that street becomes a haven for motorcyclists and sports car enthusiasts. And when they pass the nature trail, they crank it down and they come by my house doing 60 or 70 miles an hour. And where the location of that entrance is, there's going to have to be something done for better visual to be able to see to the south side. There's a lot of shrubbery there, and as people pull out of that subdivision, those cars are going to be coming around that curve at 60 or 70 miles an hour, and I'm afraid there's going to be some horrible accidents there. My next door neighbor, as they come around that curve, if they have to dodge cars that are pulling out of the new subdivision, they're going to be right in his front yard, and the utility company is going to be replacing that utility pole that's sitting right out there. So that's really the only concern that I see for the subdivision itself, is just the dangerousness of the location of that entrance. My biggest concern is really with the city and the fact that they don't seem to be investing any of the tax money that's coming from these subdivisions back into Green Mountain. The police presence up there is almost non-existent. Not that a lot of old people that live on Green Mountain need a lot of policing, but I've been up there 11 years, and I have probably seen a police car come down my street 8, 10, 12 times at the most. And like I said, I'm out there a lot during the summer. So that's an issue. We don't have sewer, we don't have gas, and we only have a volunteer fire department. And that's the thing that concerns me the most. with all these new subdivisions, within 1.5 miles of getting on Shawnee Road now, there are 2 new subdivisions, with a third, I understand, in the planning long-term within that 1.5 miles. With all those new new houses, having only a volunteer fire department is not going to be adequate in the future. And the city, I think, needs to consider putting a permanent station up there. You're going to have a lot of cars going up and down the mountain with these new subdivisions. There are 75, I think, or 77 new houses in this subdivision. That's at a minimum of 140 or 150 trips a day up and down the mountain, people going to work and coming back. If some of those are teenagers going to school, there's going to be possibility of accidents on that road, and I think we need somebody up there who can take care of accident victims if it happens. In talking to all the neighbors that I've talked to, that's the biggest concern, is the safety on that road. I also have a letter from my next door neighbor who wasn't able to be here. They asked me to read if that would be acceptable.
Yes, sir. If it's brief. If it's not brief, just touch the points.
I'll just summarize it. Their concern was also the safety on the road. As you approach the nature trail from the north, it gets really twisty down in there. There was a young man killed about 2 years ago, or maybe 3, whose wheels got off on the right side of the road. He lost control, crossed the street and hit a tree, and it killed him instantly. There was another person killed just before we moved there that crossed that little hill from the nature trail, and somebody had missed the nature trail. They were backing up. The motorcycle the man was on ran into the back of the car, and he was killed, and his fiancée was injured. So that is right there around the nature trail is a dangerous spot, and there needs to be some cleanup work done around that road to make it safe for all the new traffic that's going to be on that road.
Thank you, and I'm certain that our city department's planning department head and is making note of that, and will relay those concerns to the appropriate departments. And you know, it looks to me like as your community grows in numbers, some of the issues that you brought up tonight regarding the traffic, the speeding, the police presence, the need for a fire department, as your community grows, those I'm sure will be addressed.
I think that's the major concern, is the fire department. The guys do a great job up there, but with all the new housing that's going in on Green Mountain, and there's going to be more of it because it's the only land left in South Huntsville to be developed.
Yeah.
There's got to be something done for protection up there, because if one house catches on fire, a volunteer fire department is not going to be able to put that out in time to save anything. The best they can do is try to prevent the next house from catching on fire. And, you know, we don't get a break on taxes because we don't have the services that people have down in the valley. That's one area where the city could do something for Green Mountain and make it much safer for the residents that are up there.
And I think you'll be able to reap the benefit of some of those services as more people are up there. I saw the same thing happen in Hampton Cove, where, you know, as growth continued in the Hampton Cove area, the city built a fire department, and we see the police out there more frequently. And now we're beginning to see traffic lights out there that have been sorely needed for a long time. So you know, we're seeing some of those issues addressed, but it's, you know, a lot of times it has to do with numbers of residents. So you're probably going to reap some of those benefits.
All right, thank you. I appreciate your listening.
Thanks. Is there anyone else to speak regarding the Preserve at Inspiration? Hearing no further comment, the public hearing is closed. Item 7 is Yellowhammer subdivision, a minor, Is there anyone here to speak regarding Yellowhammer subdivision? Hearing no comment, the public hearing is closed. Item 8, location, character, and extent, the avenue surface parking lot. Is there anyone here to speak regarding the avenue surface parking lot? Hearing no comment, the public hearing is closed. We will proceed to the subdivision section of the agenda, and Kyle Collins could not be here tonight, and I would ask if, let's see, Kelly, you were at the meeting, weren't you? Would you do the subdivision committee report and recommendations?
Here we go. All right. You know, I'd be happy to, Madam Chair. I do need to recuse myself from item number 7.
Okay.
Okay. The subdivision committee meeting was held on December 17th, and the following items are submitted for approval. Item number 1, the Avenue re-subdivision of Block 301 of the Quigley map. This is a minor. The committee recommends layout approval on 2 lots with a waiver on the angle of the side lot line between lots 1 and 2. This is also presented for final approval on 2 lots.
Second.
Is there any discussion regarding regarding the avenue? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries.
Cambridge Subdivision Phase 2, the committee recommends relayout approval on 135 lots and preliminary approval on 48 lots with a waiver on triple-fronted lot 127, double-fronted lots 82, 83, 121 through 123, and 127 through 147.
Can we stop just a minute? Did we do the final approval on the avenue?
And I lumped it in together.
Oh, okay.
Is that correct?
And I did not ask, is it in order for final approval? I am so sorry. Okay. If I can impose on the Planning Commission to go back to item 1, it is in, the avenue is in order for final approval. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I'm sorry. Would you proceed?
We do have, the committee is recommending approval on the Cambridge Subdivision Phase 2. Now,
is there any discussion regarding Cambridge subdivision? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Harbor Subdivision Phase 2, presented for final approval on 2 lots.
Is it in order for final approval?
Yes, it's an order with improvements to be installed December 23rd, 2017.
Move to approve.
Second.
Is there any discussion on Harbor subdivision final approval? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
MAPCO re-subdivision of Lot 2. The committee recommends preliminary approval on 3 lots.
Move to approve.
Second.
Is there any discussion regarding MAPCO? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
MILAM subdivision. This is a re-subdivision of Lot A of A re-subdivision of Block 46 of the Huntsville Land Building and Manufacturing Association's addition. This is a minor. The committee recommends layout approval on 2 lots with a waiver on double-fronted lot 1/2 and the non-perpendicular lot line between lots, 1 and 2, between lots 1 and 2.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion on Milam subdivision? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries.
This is also presented for final approval on 2 lots.
Move to approve.
Second.
Is it in order for final approval?
Move to approve.
Okay, and we had a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
The Preserve at Inspiration, re-subdivision of Tract 6A of Green Mountain auction property. The committee recommends layout approval on 77 lots with a waiver on double-fronted lots 71 through 74, 65, 66, Common Area 3, angle of the side lot line between lots 5, Common Area 1, 15, Common Area 1, 46, Common Area 4, non-radial lot line between lots 8 and 9, 26 through 29, 39, 40, 44, 45, 70, 71, 74, 75, and the non-perpendicular lot line between lots 30, 37, 35, 36, and 36, 37.
Move for approval.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
I would just like to make a couple of follow-up comments to what was said in the public hearing. I share your concerns about the infrastructure on Green Mountain. Green Mountain is actually, the number of houses on Green Mountain is getting ready to double based on everything I've been able to see. And I think we all are concerned about particularly South Shawnee being able to handle the traffic, the absence of sidewalks, the speeders and the traffic control up there. But with regard to the fire department, the city is now working with the county and the residents on Green Mountain to purchase the property at the corner of South Shawnee and South Village Square, with the understanding that it will eventually become the site of a fire station. So the city is very well aware of that and working with the residents up there to make that happen.
Thank you very much, Dr. Robbins.
Madam Chairman, I have a comment as far as the your speeding issue. Do you have a pen available? I want to give you a telephone number to call. (256-427-5580). That's the Traffic Services Division. If you'll call with your speeding complaint, give us plenty of good information, a time of day that you're seeing the majority of the speeders. We'll be sure to have an officer come out there and do some traffic control in that particular area for you.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Any further discussion regarding Preserve at Inspiration? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item
Okay.
number 7, would you like to have someone else, Madam
Yes,
Chair?
Gary, would you read item number?
Item number 7 is the Yellowhammer subdivision, a minor. The committee recommends layout approval on 2 lots with a waiver on double-fronted lots 1 and 2. This is also presented for final approval on 2 lots.
Is it in order for final?
Second.
Separate motion. Okay, let's take that as the motion on the layout approval. All in favor of layout approval on, oh, I'm sorry, we didn't ask for discussion. Is there any discussion? Okay. All in favor of layout approval on Yellowhammer subdivision, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
This is also presented for final approval on 2 lots.
And it's in order for final approval.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And Kelly, would you continue with location, character, and extent? Or, wait a minute, is that? Yes, that
That's
comes
next.
under the subdivision.
Location, character, and extent. The committee met on the avenue, the surface parking lot. A public hearing was held, and the committee recommends approval.
Move to approve.
Second.
Is there any discussion regarding the avenue surface parking lot?
Yes, ma'am. We need to ask for a waiver of a 5-foot perimeter landscape buffer on the south side of Lot 2. This is going to be between the parking lot, the sidewalk, and the building of this development. There's just not adequate space for landscaping in this particular area.
Okay, let's consider that. as an addition to the motion, who made that motion?
We did the committee recommended
The
approval.
committee recommended it.
Would
but
you
we-
like for me to amend that?
Yes.
The committee
Oh, I
recommend.
don't know if you can amend it since it's already out of committee, so. So,
Individually recommend the amendment, and then y'all would vote on the amendment, and then you go back to the main motion. Kelly could recommend.
okay, as an individual, not as the committee.
I'd like to recommend that we include a waiver for the 5-foot perimeter on to exclude the landscaping requirements.
Okay, now,
Second.
okay, is there any discussion regarding a waiver of a 5-foot perimeter landscape buffer? Yes, Gary.
Jim, well, the sidewalks will still go in and be 5 foot across. Okay.
Any further discussion? And we're voting on the amendment to the motion now. All in favor of the amendment granting a waiver of a 5-foot perimeter landscape buffer, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Now we can proceed with the main motion as amended. Any discussion on the main motion as amended? All in favor of the Avenue surface parking lot with a waiver of a 5-foot perimeter landscape buffer, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Vacation right-of-way. The committee recommends to vacate a portion of Oakwood Road, Lot 1, Block 1, Anderson Property Subdivision. The staff did recommend approval of the vacation.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Would y'all like to see any of this request? Dave Scroggins is here from engineering. If y'all have any comments or questions, I'd be more than happy to help.
Yes. Could we see this? Okay, are there any questions from the Planning Commission? Can we just get an idea of why we're vacating this? Okay.
Yes, the property owner on both sides of Oakwood Road there, Oakwood Avenue, is the same owner. They just requested to vacate the right-of-way. I believe there's an agreement with the city in place. In exchange for vacating this right-of-way, the city will build a turn lane. They're also giving some additional right-of-way on the corners of Sparkman, Oakwood Avenue, and Oakwood Avenue, and Sparkman and Highway 53.
Is it safe to assume that the area that's not shaded there on Oakwood Road is already vacated? We've checked that.
The area that's not shaded,
That's not shaded orange. Is that already vacated, or we don't need vacation there?
that's the state's. There's a portion of the right-of-way we can't vacate. It's in the state's right-of-way. They're in the process of vacating it, though.
Okay, so that will connect this triangular
Yes, ma'am.
area with the main
With the main
property
property.
and create a turn lane to get into the property. Was that what I understood?
The turn lane is just a turn lane from Sparkman onto Jordan Lane.
Okay. Are there any other questions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Is that all of the subdivision committee report? Thank you very much for handling that, Kelly. Gary, would you, the Chairman Les Tillery couldn't be here tonight. Would you handle the zoning committee recommendations?
Yes, ma'am. The zoning committee met on December 17th with 2 items. First is the woodland rezoning. The committee recommends that the planning commission set a public hearing for January 27th. Is there a motion?
Move to approve.
Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 2 is the McMillan 2 rezoning. The committee recommends that the planning commission set a public hearing also for January 27th.
Move to set a public hearing.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much, Gary. Item 6 on our agenda is invocation and extension of bonds. Jim McGuffey, would you,
Yes, ma'am, we recommend the invocation of items 1 and 2.
Move to approve.
is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries, item 1 and 2. Item 7 is committee assignments, and as our planning commission members have changed and shifted somewhat, I need to make new committee assignments, and zoning committee, Les Tillery has agreed to be chairman. The members will be Peggy Richard, Gary Whitley, Kelly Scrimshire, Jenny Robinson, and Jennifer Nelson. The subdivision committee, Kyle Collins has agreed to be chairman, and the members will be Steve Strickland, Kelly Scrimshire, Vince Dickens, Jeff Rice, Kimberly Battle, and Lori McCauley, who's ex officio member from representing the school board. If you're shifting committees, I appreciate your service on the new committee, and I certainly appreciate your service on the old committees. And that being the last item on our agenda, I would say happy holidays, everyone, and whatever you do, do it safely and enjoy and have a good time.